Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to another episode of our book review podcast with me, Dimas, Master Student at the Faculty of Islamic Studies. In this occasion, I'd like to review a book entitled Going Viral by Nahon and Hemsley. The book was published by Polity Press in December 2013. Both authors, Nahon and Hemsley, are experts in the study of information, how it flows on social media, and how it weaves into the fabric of society. So, as the title suggests, the book takes a deep dive into the ocean of virality. It discusses and explores questions on virality such as when is something or an event perceived as viral? What makes something viral? Is it a top-down process or bottom-up process? And the most important is how virality impacts society. Well, in this video, I'll be only focusing on what's the impact of viral events or viral contents on society. The authors argue that there are two impacts of virality on society. First, it impacts social structures, and second, it affects the structure of institution. What does it mean? So let's break it down. Social structures here encompass the norms, rules, practices, and arrangements that regulate people's behavior, while institutions in this sense include governments, media, public institutions, private institutions, and also groups or communities. According to the book, viral events are a mechanism of reproduction and transformation of social structures. They can either reproduce or transform norms, rules, practices, and arrangements that regulate our behavior. Social reproduction occurs when a viral event aligns with the social norms of a group or a community. But when it is not in line with the social norms or not accepted as normal, what's likely to happen is social transformation. To illustrate, I want to take the virality of Ustadz Dennis Lim as the case study. Let me first give a brief introduction of who Ustadz Dennis Lim is. Dennis Lim is a young rising star preacher in Indonesia. His Instagram account has more than 700,000 followers. His videos on YouTube have reached millions of views. In the YouTube channel of Dennis Sumargo alone, the video of Dennis went viral and has been watched 11 million times to date. Surprisingly, Dennis does not come from a religious family or community. As he reveals, in the past, Dennis even worked in a casino for more than 2 years in Thailand and Cambodia before he opened his own casino. Long story short, in 2019, he reverted to the teaching of Islam and decided to deepen his knowledge about Islam and finally became a famous preacher. The question is how the virality of Dennis impacts the social structures of society. The first thing we need to know is that usually those who are perceived as Islamic preachers is they who are trained in Islamic educational institution for years. In other words, the Muslim community will regard you as a preacher or ustad if you are knowledgeable in Islamic teachings. But the phenomenon of Dennis shows the opposite. How is it possible? Well, this is how virality impacts the social structures. Dennis' viral videos transforms the norms among people from seeing people like Dennis as a layperson due to his lack of knowledge of Islam to perceiving him as an Islamic preacher. At the same time, his virality also impacts the institutional structure of Islamic religious authority. The religious authority that belong to traditional ulama who are the most knowledgeable in Islam shifted to the lay people like Dennis due to the impact of his viral videos. To conclude our exploration, it is essential to consider how this understanding can be applied to broader context. For instance, in the case of the Israeli occupation of Palestine. Some people probably believe that we can do nothing to help Palestinians. We are just ordinary people. We are powerless. Our posts on social media will have zero impact to the occupation. All we can do is just praying. Well, is it true? Absolutely not. Your voice matters, my voice matters, and our voices do matter. Each post, each share, each comment can play a significant role. They possibly become a part of a collective digital voice that has the capacity to reshape narratives, foster empathy, and contribute to a more just and informed global society. We have that power in shaping perception and in influencing conversation about the occupation. Once our voice goes viral, it will possibly become a game changer. It will shift the false perception of world citizen about the case as if it is saying like, hey, this is not a conflict, this is an occupation, it's genocide right there. Come on. More than that, our voice can affect institutions such as companies that clearly support Israel. For example, after the call for boycotts of US products went viral, McDonald's, followed by Pizza Hut Indonesia, finally decided to donate 1 billion rupiah to Palestine. This is a real impact of how powerful our voice is. Crazy, right? In a nutshell, going viral guides us through its intricate pathways, shedding light on how virality influences social and institutional structures. So, if you are curious about the dynamics of the digital age, this book is a must-read. It is informative, eye-opening, and might change how we view the online world. Well, that's all I can say for this episode. If you enjoyed this big review, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if the book caught your interest, feel free to visit UIII Library and read the book there. Until next time.